Destination Newry, it is the morning programme. I'm Rowan Hand. I have the great privilege of being your host through every morning, Monday to Friday, on this morning programme on Destination Newry. A joy to be joined this morning by Bill Farrell from Rostrevor and John Paul O'Callaghan from Newry. Two young men who are with us in Destination Newry, making their way forward in the world and getting for a few days a flavour of the business of broadcasting and streaming and journalism and all of that. Lads, you're very welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
You're two young men starting out in the world, both under 20, I'd say.
Yeah.
Well, I'm 23.
You're 23? Hey, I tell you. You're young anyway. You're both in the same journey together.
Not 30 just yet.
Yeah, no, it'll come. It'll come in time. You, Bill, you went to Newbridge College, and John Paul, you went to that St. Joseph's in Newry, a grand school there. You're both starting out in your careers. Yep. I suppose I would ask you, first of all, we'll start with you, John Paul. What's your ambition? What do you want to do with your life?
Well, I sort of want to go to A-levels and try and pursue a career in journalism, like probably go to university and, expand upon that.
Yes, and it will be media kind of based journalism and that. Yeah, okay. And Bill?
Yep. Well, originally my first main interest for career was drama because I was very much into acting. I did productions with this stage school, and then after school I've heard about this film course in Dundalk, so I decided to give it a try, and through that I became really interested in film and film production and film writing and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, and that's at DKIT?
Dundalk, yep.
Yeah, it's a fine establishment there.
Yep.
Yeah, and you went to DKIT from Newbridge. That in itself was a great leap forward because you're pioneering in education. You were in a school that brings the two traditions of Northern Ireland together.
Yep.
Why did you do that? Why did you want to go there?
Why did I go to Newbridge, sorry?
Yes, what was the exciting thing about it for you?
Well, I suppose one of the main things about Newbridge is it's integrated. It brings everyone together, like Protestants, Catholics, whites, blacks. I hope I'm not sounding racist here.
Indeed not.
No. And it brings all cultures together. I mean, so everyone can work together and learn together, and so it makes a community, if you know what I mean.
And what was the greatest thing in your time at Newbridge that you got from the experience?
I suppose meeting all my friends and what I learned and the skills I was able to take with me into my future.
Yes. Yeah. And that future, as you say, into the world of film. Tell me about the good points of Joseph's.
Well, yeah, it's a really good school. The teachers are just really welcoming and they're really nice, and so are the people, the students that work there.
Yeah, you have
students that are there.
And you're a Newry person. You're a Newry family.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And the great thing that came to you from St. Joseph's was what? What did you get from it?
Well, it's the experience of just learning and discovering my talent in English and my interest in it and my passion for it.
You have a passion for English?
Yeah.
Yeah. And are you doing some writing?
Yeah.
What do you write about?
It's basically creative writing. Like my English teacher gives me tasks and I just give it in there and see if it's any good.
Yeah. Well, we writers tend to be arrogant enough to believe it's good anyway, and we keep going at that. So is there a particular piece of creative writing that comes to mind for you that you really enjoyed doing?
Well, in second year, one of the topics was that I think it was for one of the tests. It was called, the movie Castaway?
Yes.
We had to write our own version of it, and I really enjoyed that.
That gave you great scope.
It was really good. You just had to narrow it down your own words. I thought it was really worth it.
So where did the creative process take you on that? What spin did you put on Castaway?
Just basically, like instead of the way Tom Hanks doesn't have a family to come get him, I had my family come in a helicopter and come get me, and you had to survive on the basic tropical fruits, and just survive upon that.
Bill, if you were on a desert island as a castaway, desert island discs here, what kind of music, if there's a piece of music you would like to have with you, what would you choose?
I like so much. Suppose a tune I might have would be maybe Firework by Katy Perry.
Yes. Firework, Katy Perry. And an essential item you'd like to have with you on the desert island to keep you going?
I suppose an essential item would be my tablet, because then I could watch movies and read books and all, and watch TV shows and all sorts.
And maybe an electricity supply for the tablet.
You
may not have that, Yeah. So the world you're looking into at the moment, Bill, the world of film, where do you want that? What area of film do you want into? What did DKIT do for you in that? Where did it focus your attention?
Well, when we started off in college, we learned about different things, and I suppose the area that got me really interested was being a producer, because in our third year films, we each had a role, and I was the producer. Like, I organised the production folder, organised release forms, sent out call sheets to the actors the night before, telling them where to be and what time and what they needed to bring, and just helping get the production organised. And I've always been a very organised person, so that's my main interest.
Okay. Now, how are you going to take I know you want to do A-levels.
Yeah.
But John Paul, how are you going to take your writing ambition further? How often would you be writing, for example?
I'd probably be writing about a few times a week, for the papers. I'd probably want to pursue a career, just similar to yours.
My goodness. Well, I'm a very old guy. I'm at the end of it, so I'd be very thrilled if you came in and took over and kept it going. But when you say you write for the papers, what do you write for the papers?
Well, I'd love to write just, local articles and just basic stuff that the people need to hear.
Yeah. I have a philosophy about the use of the word just.
Yeah.
I may have said this to you before. What do you do? Well, I just do a bit of writing. I just do that. Just diminishes it in importance. So I encourage you never to use the word just again. Beat your chest sort of metaphorically and say, I will write for the newspapers, or I am writing for the newspapers, not I just, or whatever. So you're particularly keen on the production thing you're talking about.
Yeah.
Most people would say, well, I want to be an actor, I want to be seen, I want to have my face seen. But you're not going that way.
No, I've said I'd like to be behind the camera.
Yeah. Why?
Yeah, well, I suppose, like I said, I like being in an organised role and help bringing the thing together and make it a success.
Yes. That's a wider kind of satisfaction.
Yeah.
You have a more all-embracing kind of situation there. John Paul, what's it like being a young man of your age in the modern Uri?
Oh, it's brilliant. It's just,
Really? What makes it brilliant?
It's just really easy. I mean, people say it's hard. It's not really.
Really?
It's more like luxurious compared to years in the Troubles that people had to experience.
Of course, you wouldn't even remember the Troubles.
No.
You're blessed. I never thought, when I was reporting on the Troubles, that I would ever be sitting in a studio talking to a young man, to young people who wouldn't even remember the Troubles, So you're blessed that things have gone. Do you sense that Newry, to what extent do you sense that Newry is on the up, and what makes it positive for you?
I just like the fact that it's, not as populated as popular cities like New York, for example.
Yeah.
I just like that it's just, simple.
Yes.
And it's just pretty safe, to be honest.
Absolutely, yeah. Your take on being a young man in the modern Newry, Bill, what would you say?
Well, I definitely say, as being a modern man, Newry's a good place to go shopping. It's a good place to go out for a few drinks, it's a nice place. And I remember when it was just Newry town, but then when I heard it was being called Newry, I thought to myself, it's making Newry sound better, bigger and better. It's a big city where you can do anything.
Yeah, a big city where you can do. Yeah, absolutely. I can understand that. And the future for both of you, will you stay in Newry, or will you necessarily, maybe in writing, maybe in filmmaking, you might have to go away from Newry?
Yeah. I'd like to, I know there's production companies around Dublin also. I'll probably check out what's happening there, or maybe see what's in Belfast. But I'd love at some point maybe to give it a shot and fly out to America and see what's around there.
Yeah.
Because a friend of mine recently has moved to America to try his luck. So if he can maybe do it, so can I.
Yeah, well, absolutely. It's the never give up philosophy.
Yeah,
you keep going all the way.
The world's your oyster.
The world is your oyster, indeed. What about hobbies, lads? What do you do to recreate? What do you enjoy doing when you're not working?
One of the things I enjoy doing is me and my dad, we walk the morns on a Sunday.
Wow.
We go up Slieve. Where are we going? Slieve, Martin, Clockmore, and places like that.
That's a lovely one across the big long.
And this coming July at the very end, we're going to do Croagh on the pilgrimage.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And you, John?
Yeah, I
Paul?
like to sometimes in my personal time I'll write a short story or turn to drawing, just to get stuff out. Yeah.
You're an artist as well.
I do art, but I don't think I'm that good, to be honest.
Well, you see, that's a bit like the word just. I'm telling you, I keep saying. There's a whole world outside the door of the studio who'll take great pleasure in telling you you're not that good. So your powerhouse starts in here and saying, I am good, and maybe not boasting about it, but just do it, you know. So I wish you good luck with that. Now, you mentioned a pilgrimage. To what extent do you find pilgrimage is life, that you're actually on a journey? Do you have a spirituality? Do you believe in a God as a young man?
I suppose mainly I was brought up believing in God, because I remember in school, primary school, we were always taught stories about the Bible, and I always thought they were very interesting. Like the fact that Jesus, this man, was able to do so much for people, and like I suppose a lot of people thought, oh, this man hangs around with the beggars and the gypsies and the commoners, he's a terrible person. But he was actually a man who looked beyond the social strictures of that society and saw the goodness in these people and helped them. So
you believe in Jesus?
Yeah, and God, yeah.
That's good, that's good. And what about you, John Paul?
It's just, the same as him. I was brought up in religion, but as I got older, I just didn't really want to bother with it.
Yeah, but is it... I make the distinction between religion and spirituality, religion and God. Do you, as a young man, have a belief in a God?
I believe that there's an afterlife, yes.
Yeah.
Any concept, either of you, what it might be, or how we gain that afterlife? The Buddhists talk about reincarnation, don't they?
Yeah.
Stuff like that, but who knows?
Yeah.
Anyway, it's been a great joy talking to the pair of you and opening the blind a little bit on what it's like being a young man in the modern Uri. I wish you well.
Thank you very much.
Write well, produce well, go well. And this is Destination Uri. I've been talking to Bill Farrell and John Paul O'Callaghan. I'm Rowan Hand.